Hello friends, my name is Dr. Awdhesh Singh and today we are going to discuss a very pertinent problem of the modern generation, that is about stress. Friends, we are one of the very prosperous generation, but we are also one of the most stressed generation. People are stressed nowadays like never before. These stresses are becoming so difficult to handle that many people are not able to handle it and even committing suicides and all that. Friends, my name is Dr. Awdhesh Singh and I am an educator on an academy. If you want to reach to millions of people through the Unacademy channel, you can join Unacademy by clicking the apps, the link which is provided in this video, and you can download that apps, and thereafter you can submit your lessons and you too can become an educator on the Unacademy. Friends, first I would like to give you a little bit of my background. I am a graduate from IIT BHU, then I did my MTech from IIT Delhi. I joined Civil Services, Indian Revenue Services, Custom and Central Excise in the year 1991. I worked here for 25 years and I took VRS in the year October 2016. I also received Presidential Award during this period, and I took 2 years of study leave and I did my PhD in the area of e-governance. I have written 2 books, Practicing Spiritual Intelligence and Secret Red Book of Leadership. And as you can understand that during 25 years of my service in the Indian Revenue Services, we have conducted numerous raids, we have arrested so many people, we have also investigated top shots of this country, including the top businessman, top industrialist. And you can understand the stress which we all have to undergo while doing our jobs. So how do we cope up with this stress? This is a great challenge. So first of all, I want to tell you that stress is actually good for us. This is very, very important for us to know. Some people think that the life should be stress-free. So whenever there is an stress, they feel very unhappy about it. This is a very wrong approach, my friend. This is a very wrong approach. Now, in order to explain the stress, I want to tell you about, let us imagine a sitar or guitar instrument. Now, if you want to play that sitar or a guitar, the string should be rightly tightened. So, if the tension in the string is very low, then it will not create any music at all. And at the same time, if the tension in the string is very high, then also it will not create a proper music and even the string may break. But in between that, when there is a proper tension in the string, then it plays a beautiful music which we love. So that is the life. You must have tensions, you must have stress in your life, because if there is no stress, that means you are not taking challenges in your life. Anybody can live a stress-free life if he retire to the Himalayas and go to the forest, and if he is having enough wealth in his house, then he need not to work, he can just enjoy his life. But that life will be as useless as a person who is actually dead. So this silence, and this is like a silence of a graveyard. In reality, the stresses are very important to us and stresses make us stronger. For example, if you see a film star like Salman Khan or Akshay Kumar or anybody who is having a very beautiful, strong body, then you can, without even thinking about it, without knowing it, you must be fully aware that these people must be going to the gymnasium and every day they must be testing their body, they were lifting the weights and doing so many exercises like walking, running, treadmill and all those things. Now what they do? They create stress which is not generally available in the routine manner. And when they create the stress, their body becomes stronger. So this is very important, that if you create an stress and if you put your body into the stress condition, your body becomes stronger, you can lift more weight, you can do a lot of running, you can have a lot of stamina. In the same way, if you put your mind and also your emotions into a stressful situation, then you will emerge stronger in your life. But the key point is that just like in the gymnasium, you cannot do a 24 hours of gym, or suppose your boss says, okay, you have to do the gym for 5 hours a day or 10 hours a day, full day you will do a gym, then what will happen? Your muscles will tear up. In the same way, just like the string which is too tight is going to break. So we have to manage the stress. So stress is not bad, but what is important that we have to maintain the right level of stress in our life, and that is very, very important. So today I am going to tell you some of the techniques as to how we are going to manage the stress. But before that, I would like to tell you that what are the harmful effects of stress if it is a chronic stress, if it is it is for you for a very long period. If you are suffering from stress, you will have low energy, you will have frequent headaches, then your stomach may be upset, then you will have pain in your muscles, then you will not be able to sleep in the night. These are the symptoms of that frequent stress. Then you are maybe getting frequent cold and infection, and then you must be nervous when you are facing a situation. You are very nervous because you are anticipating defeat rather than the victory, and you may go into the depression. And if the depression remains for a very long period, then people have the suicidal tendencies also, and they may like to finish their life because they have lost all hope in the life. And therefore, we have to manage the stress to a desirable level in which we are comfortable. At the same time, we can perform excellent in our life. So I am going to give you the 10 steps for reducing or rather managing your stress. The first and foremost important thing is that you should appreciate when you are having a stressful situation. Most people just run away from the stressful situation, avoid running from the stressful situation. Don't do that. You must anticipate and even welcome the stressful situation. Suppose you are having a stress in job, you must think and imagine that there are millions of people who have no job at all. And you are so lucky that you have a job. And then you are also so lucky that you have been given an assignment which is putting you stress. That means you are considered to be a person who can deliver the result, and that is why your organization is choosing you to perform. If there are people who are generally sitting on the bench or there who are not giving an important assignment, that means they are not considered fit. So if you are given an important assignment, that means you are fit, you are performing well, and therefore you should welcome the stress. You must appreciate that stress. Secondly, my friend, that you should anticipate the stressful situation. This is very, very important. For example, if you join a police force, you must anticipate that you have to fight with the criminal, you have to wake up in the night hours, and that is very important, because if you join and you think that you are just going to have a fun time, then who is to be blamed? Like I have just a year back, I have conducted a massive raid in top insurance companies in this country and make a case of almost 1,000 crore rupees of cases. Almost all top companies were raided, and still, I was not under stress because I have anticipated all these situations. I knew what they are going to do. I knew that they are going to approach my bosses, the ministries and the ministers, and so everything I was prepared. I anticipated. I was already ready for it. So when that happened, I was not at all worried, and I was able to take care of the situation very, very well. So this is very important, that you should anticipate what the stress you are going to have and be ready for it. And that is very, very important to manage stress, because if it comes all of a sudden, you are just not ready for it, then you will not be able to face that situation. The third important thing is to avoid. What is to be avoided? You see, there are so many stress situations which we can avoid. For example, there are certain people with whom whenever we meet, there is an stress because our thoughts do not match with each other, and then whenever we discuss, what happens, that the certain amount of stress is created in our mind. So you avoid that. Of course, if it is a boss, you cannot avoid. If it is a family, you cannot avoid. But there may be many relatives which you can avoid. There can be many colleagues which you can avoid, and thereby you can avoid those situations in building up. Similarly, some people see the TV program, TV debates, and some news channels which give them stress. Now, who told you to see that programs? You don't watch those programs. Don't put yourself into the situation which is going to put into stress. So avoid people and avoid the situation where you can be under stress. This is possible. But then, my friend, every time you will not be able to avoid all the situations. Then what is to be done? We have to alter our reaction to the stress. See, if some people have stress, then what they do is that they will start smoking, they will drink, they will shout, they will blame, they will curse the person. Now these are the negative methods of facing a stressful situation. You must rather develop a positive method of facing the situation. For example, there can be other things also which can reduce the stress. For example, taking a walk, doing an exercise, taking a bath. If you take a bath, your stress is reduced. Listen to a music, read a book, or write something. Share your thoughts on with your friends. Now all these methods are the positive methods of taking the stress. And if you can follow these methods, then you will find that you are not going on a destructive side, which will give you instant gratification. Like if you take a drug, you will be immediately relieved, but then all the drugs will have side effect. In the same way, you can curse and blame the people, but that will be having a side effect, and eventually you will have a lot of pressure on you. So friend, this is the important thing, that you should alter your response for the stress. So you have the stressful situation, you tackle it with a positive response. Then the fifth important point is that you should plan. You see, planning is very, very important for avoiding any stressful situation or managing the stressful situation within a limit. You see, suppose you are writing a civil services examination, or you are planning to conduct a raid. Then if you anticipate everything and you must have a solid strategy, then what happens that you will not be stressful. Now suppose you are writing an exam, and for 5 months, 6 months you did not study, and just before 1 month you started studying, then what will happen? You will be under stress. But if you anticipate that yes, this is going to take 2 years of time, and I am going to plan, I will cover this syllabus in this period of time, I will cover this like that, and thereafter you have a leftover period of 1 year also, and thereby if you have a proper planning, including the planning of a backup plan, suppose you don't succeed, then what you are going to do, all those things if you have planned in advance, then you will not feel stressed, because you always know, you are always prepared for the worst case scenario. And this is very, very important for you to know, that if you plan well in advance, then you can avoid a lot of stress in your life. So planning is very, very important for stress management. Then the sixth important point is improve. Now let us say that you have never run in a race. So you try, then maybe within 100 meters or within 200 meters you will be totally tired. You will not be able to run. But suppose you keep on practicing for months and for a year, then it is possible that within 1 year of time you are able to run even marathons. You can run 10 kilometers also. Now how you have been able to do it? Because you have improved your ability, you have built your stamina. In the same way, you must improve your knowledge, you must improve your skill, you must improve your techniques in tackling the situation, and you should every day you should try to be better than what you were yesterday. So if you are making yourself better, if you are improving yourself better, then what will happen, that the same stress is not going to give you any problem, because you have now much better capability of facing the stress in your life. So this is very important, that we have to make ourselves better every passing day. We have to, if you improve yourself, then the same stress which looks gigantic in proportion and very difficult to tackle, you will be able to tackle within no time, like just like a play you will be able to tackle. Then the seventh point is eliminate. Earlier I told you about avoid, but sometime you have to eliminate certain situations totally, then only you will be able to get stress free. It is like rooting out the problem. So if you are, let us say, cutting the trees, I mean the branches of the tree, then the tree is going to again come back. But if you cut the root, then the tree will not survive. In the same way, what happens that there are some problems which has to be tackled at the root level. I give you an example. I read in a book, there was a writer, was a gym instructor. He was actually a meditation practitioner, and so very frequently and for 1 or 2 hours he will do meditation, and then she was appears to be tremendously stressed. Then one day that instructor asked her as to why you are stressed, what is the cause of your stress. Then she said that I am stressed because I have to repay a loan, and my salary is very limited, and then I am not able to repay my loan, and that is bothering me all the time, and that's why I am coming for this meditation practice. Now she says that don't come for meditation at all. You say that you work for 2 hours extra every day, earn extra money, and then repay that your loan, and within few months when you will be free from the loan, then you will also be free from stress. And this is what the lady did. She worked for 2 hours extra instead of coming to the meditation class, and then she was able to pay off her loan, and thereby she got freedom from the stress. So you have to sometime tackle the situation head on and remove and eliminate the problem. I also remember once that I was posted under a boss who was workaholic. He was working 14 to 18 hours in a day. Morning 8 o'clock he will come, he will go only at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the night. He will also be working at Saturdays and Sundays. No, I had a horrible time because I am a person who believe in finishing the job in time. And therefore, working 7 hours a day, seven days in a week and working 14 to 15 hours a day was taking a toll on me. I was getting tremendously tense. There used to be frequent fight in my family. And so what I did, I knew that, I cannot change the boss. So what I did that I have asked for a lighter charge. And after a few months, I was posted in a lighter charge. And thereafter what happened that my life became better. If I would have continued with that boss, there was no way to avoid your stress. So this is important, that there are certain things which you have to eliminate from the root. No amount of prayer, no amount of meditation and yoga is going to help if you cannot repay the loan, or if you cannot, have a peaceful life. So this is very, very important for us to know that you have to eliminate certain things to get free from stress. The 8th important point is unwind. Just like watch, first earlier watch you have to then wind and then it will automatically get unwind. In the same way, when we are creating an stress in the daytime in our job, then we should have some inbuilt mechanism by which we can de-stress ourselves, we can unwind ourselves. So it requires distractions. It requires, maybe you will like to watch movies, maybe you will like to play music, write, read, talk to your friends, visit some places. So it is very important that you don't allow the stress to be built. Stress is good only as far as stress is for a limited period, for 1 hour, 2 hours. But if stress continue for 24 hours, 7 days, 1 month, then it is going to take a toll. Then chronic stress is very, very bad. So you must develop a habit of regularly unwinding your stress. So every day you must spend 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours in doing something which you love and which makes you stress free. This is very, very important. So unwinding every day, every week is very important to get a stressful life. Then connect. Connection is very important, my friend, as there is a famous saying that a joy is multiplied when you share with other people. In the same way, the pain is divided when you share with other people. This is very, very true. When you have good friends, when your family members are very nice to you, are having a loving relationship with your family, you have beautiful relationships, then what happens that you can always share your problems with them, you can always share your pain with them, and that is going to reduce your tension to a very great extent and you will not be stressful. So you must connect with other people. Don't isolate yourself. Don't go into a room and just isolate yourself and think that you can tackle the problem yourself. You must, connect with other people, connect emotionally, connect a bonding, and that's going to help you tackle even most difficult stressful situation. And finally, my friend, that you must develop the habit of consultation. First, you try to solve your problem yourself, but if suppose you are not able to solve the problem yourself, then you must consult. You must consult your friend, your wife, your husband, even your children you can consult, your parents, then so all these people you can consult. If nothing works, then you can consult the experts also. It is very important that we don't allow the stresses to build up. Because if the stress is built up and remain there for a long period, then it causes a tremendous damage to us. Like the story which I have given you, that the lady who was not able to pay the loan, just one consultation, just one advice has actually help her to get rid of that stress. In the same way, there are many people who have passed through the similar stress which you are going through. If you consult them, then they can give you some useful advice which you can follow in your life, and therefore you can get rid of the stress. So friends, these 10 steps if you take step by step, then you can definitely manage your stress. As I've already said, that stress is not a bad thing, because stress is good and you should welcome the stress, and you should, if stress is not there, create some stress, because only by creating stress you can make yourself physically, mentally, emotionally and spiritually stronger. But at the same time, you must be able to manage the stress just like you manage the tension in the strings to play a beautiful music. So I hope that you have liked my lecture, and if you have liked my lecture, give your comments. I'll be very happy to act on those comments and make even a better lectures for you. Thank you very much. God bless you.